Former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie is getting into the Republican primary, and he promises to take on Donald Trump directly, clearly, and unequivocally. Will he? Now, Chris Christie has a long history with Donald Trump. He stood behind Donald Trump after the New Hampshire primary, becoming the first serious and major figure to get in line. He was shamed, standing there like a Stepford wife. Donald Trump humiliated Chris Christie. He gave him COVID, passed him over for vice president. Chris Christie knows what Donald Trump is, but Chris Christie wanted power. He wanted to be in the room where it happens. He wanted to play the game. What he should have done is keep his toes on the line and hold it. What he should have done is oppose Donald Trump. What he should have done is look in the camera and say, I know this man, and this man is unfit for any high office or any position of responsibility. Chris Christie wasn't alone, but Chris Christie has come around in understanding what a threat Donald Trump is. And there's something missing in this race. Somebody needs to walk up to the bully, Donald Trump, and do what must be done to bullies proverbially, which is to knock them on their ass. And Chris Christie, alone, among all of the weaklings, is in a position to do it. Now, Chris Christie is from my home state, New Jersey. Every state has something to contribute to the union. There's no doubt about that. New Jersey has something to contribute, and maybe what it has to contribute is Chris Christie to tell Donald Trump to shut the fuck up and to sit down and to stop the madness, to stop the insanity. Donald Trump is a spoiled, petulant child who lives in the disordered mind of an adult who became for a time the most powerful person in the world until something happened to him. Something that has happened since the very, very, very beginning of the United States. He lost an election, but he couldn't accept that he lost because he's sick. And nobody walked into the Oval Office and said, you lost. What the fuck is the matter with you? Not his kids, not his lawyers, not his staff. Nobody, with very few exceptions, nobody has looked Donald Trump in the eye and called him out to his face fearlessly. This country needs somebody to do it. And the person who seems ready and able and willing to do it and who can actually get into a room in front of television cameras to bring it home is Chris Christie. We shouldn't look for saints in our politics because there aren't any. And here's another thing. Politicians shouldn't have fans like movie stars and rock stars. It's a business relationship. It's transactional. And it's completely okay to be pissed off and disappointed about a politician in the one moment while rooting for them to do something good in the next. Politicians simultaneously disappoint and deliver. And Chris Christie is a pristine example of that. By far, the most talented politician, the most quick-witted, the funniest, the best on his feet in a debate, the best speaker in a room, the most interesting, is Chris Christie in this race. There was a time when Chris Christie in 2012 could have walked to the Republican nomination. He demurred. It was an act of humility, actually. He said in that moment in time he simply wasn't ready to be president. Well, he learned the hard way that when the bus of opportunity stops and the door opens, get on the bus. He missed his moment. He lost badly in 2016. He made a terribly wrong turn, but he's come around now. The question isn't whether Chris Christie will be the Republican nominee or whether Chris Christie will be president. It's too early to talk about that. The question at hand is, how will Chris Christie comport himself? And it starts with the first, most obvious, predictable question in the world. And here it is. Governor Christie, will you support Donald Trump should he become the Republican nominee in his quest to return to the White House as the 47th president of the United States? There's only one acceptable answer to that question, and I'll deliver it in New Jersey. Fuck no. That's where the campaign starts. The next sentence has to say why. What Chris Christie has to do to have any hope of gaining traction in this race is to engage in a campaign of radical honesty. He should speak clearly about his ambition. He should speak clearly about the titanic mistake of allowing that ambition to overwhelm the good judgment that I know he has. Chris Christie is a talented man, and everybody should recognize that, especially people who disagree with him. Joe Biden and many, many White House aides have been quoted talking about the fact that they hope to run against Donald Trump. This is as reckless and irresponsible a position as there is. What that position is hoping that Donald Trump is one person away from retaking political power so the other person can beat him. Have we learned no lessons since 2016 in this country? Chris Christie's learned a lesson. Maybe we ought to listen to him and give him a shot to kick ass. He's capable of doing it. We've watched him do it before. The problem with Chris Christie in 2016 is he punched down and he took out little Marco Rubio, which wasn't a particularly heavy lift for the big guy. There's a bigger target now. It's the gorilla in the middle of the ring. That guy needs a brawler to knock him on his ass. I don't know if Chris Christie can deliver, but when you look at that field of Republicans who will be on that debate stage, understand this. He's the only one with any possibility of doing it at all. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to our channel so you never miss a video. Also, for more content just like this, please consider joining our Warning Premium community. You can find out more in the description below.